So Wisconsin, cheese, beer, bacon, potatoes. I thought, let's take some of those wonderful Wisconsin ingredients and throw them together and make one big casserole. You know me, I'm the queen of casseroles. I love to be able to make a casserole, get it done ahead of time, and then throw it in the oven. Maybe make a meatloaf or some chicken to go along with this and call it a day. So this starts with a homemade beer cheese sauce that's really easy to make. Don't be intimidated by this. You can throw this together in minutes. So we're starting out with some butter. And my butter is melting. I'm going to slice up some potatoes. The recipe calls for about 3 pounds of potatoes. And if you wash them real well and you're using the reds, well, really any kind, you don't need to peel them. But if you'd like to peel them, you can do that too. Not a big fan of peeling potatoes, so I'm just slicing them up. I'll do one more. Yeah, we love our new knives that we're using. You can find out more about those online, but we just started using those on the show and we really love them. Okay, so our butter is melting. And you would have been proud of me last night. Why? We got into a discussion in our house about turning the heat on. I actually voted against it.
You're kidding.
I did. I said, it's not October yet, you know, because once you turn the heat on, I'm going to add some flour. Then your skin gets dried out. I don't sleep quite as well. I love sleeping in a bed with lots of covers and jammies, and, you know, it's kind of cold out in the room, so, you know, you're all snuggled in. And so I voted against it. Ireland has been wimping about it. She's like, it's cold in the morning. And so Bob said, you know, she's, you know, really cold in the morning. I said, tell her to throw a sweatshirt on. I said, that's what you've always told me all these years, and then all of a sudden you're going to turn the heat on for her. So anyway, the heat is still off in our house. So we'll see how long this lasts. I couldn't believe it. I guess fathers do anything for their daughters, won't they? Like, I'm worried about her. It's cold. I said, my goodness, she'll be fine. Another blanket on the bed, because it gets warm in the afternoons, you know. It's just cool at night and cool in the mornings, but in the afternoons it's nice and warm. So there'll be plenty of time to put the heat on. Okay. Oh, Ann says whoever turns it on first owes the other one $10. I like that one.
I'm saying between you and
I think that between you and me, I think Bob's going to cave pretty soon. I just have a feeling. Okay, so butter and our flour are hanging out doing their thing, and here's when we're going to add some beer. Some good old Wisconsin beer, and this is going to add some great flavor to this homemade cheese sauce. And when you add that, you got to whisk, whisk, whisk to you cook the flour and the butter together. And now we're going to add some milk, a little bit of chicken stock, cheese, and a little bit of heavy cream too. We love our Lamers milk. Comes in the glass bottle. It's fantastic. So I'm going to turn up the heat. Keep the milk nearby in case I need a little bit more. And the one key with making a homemade cheese sauce is you really have to babysit it. You can't really go, you know, check your emails and things like that. You got to be right there. But once you get into the swing of it, instead of buying the cheese sauces in the jar, wow, this stuff tastes so much better, and you probably have most of the ingredients on hand to make this right in your pantry already. So this is looking beautiful, but it needs some seasoning. So we're going to season it with some garlic powder, some Worcestershire sauce, because this right now is just kind of tastes, you know, flour and buttery. And now we're going to give it some flavor, and then we're going to add our cheese. Now here's the other key when you're doing a cheese sauce. You can tell we're going to need a little more Lamers milk. Is that you don't want to throw the cheese in there all at once. You want to kind of do it a handful at a time. We'll also do a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay. Perfect. So you can see that's nice and smooth. And we're gonna add our Springside cheese. They make the best cheddar cheese. And brought along, this one's a fun one for a little extra flavor. This is their garlic and herb, which if you shredded that up, that would be really nice in there too. So I'm gonna kind of turn off the heat at this point and add the shredded cheddar, a handful at a time. Whisk it in. Oh, Abby just said that we're actually going to use bacon in this recipe, but they do a bacon cheddar cheese that would be really good in here too, and then you wouldn't have to cook the bacon. You could just get the bacon right in there with the cheese. So see how easy it is to make this cheese sauce? We're doing this in less than 10 minutes, and man, it tastes fantastic. Okay. It's going to have that little hint of beer flavor in there. Time to start putting this casserole together. And the heavy cream. Anne almost said, don't forget the cream. And this is just kind of the little dab will do you at the very last. This is a Lamer's heavy cream. Look at how thick and rich that is. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. I think we'll do a little more cheese. Why not? It's Wisconsin. Okay. Now this one is going to be a hit at all the potlucks and Sunday dinners for sure. Speaking of dinners, we have another big night out coming up. Thanks to everybody who came to the one in Manitowoc this week. It was a blast. The food was amazing. We were at Christopher's just outside of Manitowoc there. And in November 4th, we're heading to another area restaurant, this one in the valley. So stay tuned for more information. Go to our website and please join us. It's going to be a ton of fun. So taking my casserole dish, and you know me and the casserole, spray that dish big time. You don't want it sticking to the pan, all these ingredients. And now we're just going to start layering. I've got my peeled, scrubbed and sliced tomatoes, or actually I didn't even peel them, and I'm going to throw a layer of those. We're going to kind of layer this like a gratin. So just spread those out. You don't want to cut your potatoes too far ahead of time unless you put them in water, because they'll turn color on you, and that's no fun. So then we're just going to pour some of the cheese sauce over the top. Yeah, I know. Goodness. More potatoes. More cheese. Kind of layer it like lasagna. Yum, yum. I'll do just the rest of those potatoes. Just kind of tuck them in here. And then I like to bake this covered in foil because you want those potatoes. We have not cooked them, so they really need to soften. So bake this covered in foil for a good 45 minutes until those potatoes start to get tender. And then about 15 minutes after they bake for about 45 minutes, uncover them, top them with some more of that wonderful Springside shredded cheddar cheese, some cooked crumbled bacon on top, and then let them cook another 10 minutes or so, just until the cheese gets melty and it's all bubbly and golden. So let me show you this. This is my tribute to Wisconsin potato casserole. It is so, so good. Come back with me. Oh, now we're talking on Wisconsin. That just makes me happy. I don't know about you. There you go. And you can get the recipe, by the way, on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.